I know you had that beep, T-Mobile notification, but I don't even motherfucker use it. I need to delete this. Anyways, first and foremost, I just wanna say my appreciation. Literally, I'm hopping on live. I was on live earlier on Instagram, but that was short lived. But anyways, um, I'm gonna make an effort to do this more often. To like be able to come on here and express my thoughts, because I find myself like I got a job where like I'm pretty much hands free, right? So 9 times out of 10, I'm consuming information or listening to music or talking on the phone, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I feel like I don't know. There's just there's certain things that I have yet to translate through music, and certain conversations that's like how you translate that through music. You know what I'm saying? So, but I also want to be able to express these ideas and you know thoughts that I have about everything. Like, bro, there's so much going on right now. There's so much great things going on right now. So much serious things going on right now. So much crazy. Like, so not only do I want to share my opinion, but I want to document it in some capacity. So, you know, because these things are probably, for the most part, it's gonna outlive us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm obsessed with making projects. Like, obviously when I'm making an individual song, I'm trying to make the song as amazing as possible. You know what I'm saying? Um, but the idea of having, you know, something completely, for instance, my bad, because I really want to get my point across with this the idea that I have, or just how I perceive my art, right? So recently I tapped into, not recently, but I've been on books, but like audiobooks probably like the last 5 years, give or take, that I really like utilizing Audible and buying audiobooks. I just got Two Chains, but I can't wait to read Two Chains book. Um, but anyways, right? So the books I normally read are like education and history, things of that nature. So I'm like, man, I want to listen to something that's like just for entertainment, like fiction or whatever. So there's a Star Wars book. Hold on, I want to make sure I get the name right. But I think it's the heir to the Empire, which is crazy because like um the heir to the Empire is lit as fuck because it's the original sequel before like the Disney trilogy, right? So that shit is held to like the highest esteem or whatnot in like the Star Wars fandom. And I always heard about it. You know, when you watch like YouTube videos, okay, tomorrow, I guess. um, so when you look at Star Wars videos and people talk about the history of Star Wars, this and that, they always reference Heir to the Empire. Um, so I was like, man, shit, I need to listen to this audiobook. So when I want to make sure this is uh the right now I'm over here saying Heir to the Empire, it might be something different. Uh, where is that? Because I got all three. It's three different chapters. Huh, where? Yeah, Heir to the Empire, right here, by Timothy Zahn is who wrote it. So, boom. Anyways, right, I listened to the audiobook and it's phenomenal. Not just the book itself, but the way that it's displayed. I mean, or the way that it's uh how they show it to you. Because my bad, I was really trying to find some like profound way to say this motherfucker. The you know what I'm saying, the presentation is so fucking gas because it's not just the book itself. It's the book, but it's almost done like an audio movie, right? And for me, it was easy for me to like tap in because it's like shit. I'm working, bro. I got my headphone in. I'm listening to a whole movie. So as I'm doing the things that I could do without thinking, because bro, I work at a post office. This goes here, boom, boom, boom. I get to experience this whole story from front to back and have a beginning, middle, and get um whatchamacallit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like just like you watching a movie, you get like the characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, fuck with this person, but this person a piece of shit. I don't know. Oh, I knew this was gonna happen to homie. So I'm having this whole experience audio wise. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all, and it made me think of like even how we consume media now, right? Like at least the work. Like I've been working since I was 16 years old, right? So I know all the little loops. Like if you got a security job, it's that easy. You got the headphone in, boom, you can be vibing. Especially if you gotta like roam around and shit like that, that you can be on the phone, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? If you got a job in the store, that shit dead. You ain't gonna be able to do none of your extra shit. You gotta be attentive to everything that you're doing. If you got a manager position, you go do what the fuck you want because you the supervisor. You just tell, hey, make sure y'all doing this. Hello, what's up, babe? Yeah, you feel me? You have them pull up like, oh yeah, y'all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all fucking different levels of shit. Anyways, I say this to say that from people that I know and how we experience things, what's happening? Um, we consume mostly audio. That's why people are listen to podcasts. You gotta think why someone like Charlemagne, which is a genius, would get the deal that he got was be is the value in long form audio content. So and if you think about like the goats, right? If you think about in music specifically, if you think about everyone that's dropped and has created, like, oh shit, yes, it's of course it's because we know them. Like, if you think about ASAP Rocky or Cole, Baby Keem, like countless of all these, I would not be able to do that off the top of my head, but just this immense amount of fucking like great artists and great bodies of work, and why it's resonate with people versus like the cookie cutter shit is because it's a long form audio content because of the album, and it's keeping you engaged. Like you have these individual songs that are all telling a specific story, but are connected, whether it's connected through the narrative, whether it's connected through, oh, this is just the album sonically, track one for to go to track two, track three. You don't even got to be interconnected narrative wise. It's just these were made specifically to be great albums. People not thinking about making great albums. Well, I'm not saying, I don't say people, but um because of things like TikTok or different ways that artists are incentivized to be able to, you know, capitalize off of their art, it it I feel like it's watering it down. You know what I'm saying? And that could be a good and bad thing. I don't know. But at least for me, I was like, damn, you know what? For real, like, cause I'm thinking about like even what does my fan base look like? You get what I'm saying? Because whoever's tapped in right now, I appreciate y'all 1 billion%. And for the people who watching this video later in the future, um, but which I guess would apply to y'all. But just thinking about it, I'm like, I want to give an experience, right? Even this tape WVR is kind of like the beginning of that, because even everything I did, everything is for a reason. The beats that I chose, the specific things that I talked about, where I rapped about, how, the narrative, like it's done. I was speaking about this earlier, and I don't mind sharing my thought process because I just want people to, because even this might not be for me. This is what the stream of consciousness is telling me to say. So the way I approach this, right? Like I had I initially was gonna make my dream project, which this became my dream project. But so when I go into my writing phase, right, I'm thinking, okay, cool. What's this gonna be about? I bet this is the worker versus rapper. This is like my tip versus Ti, low key. But instead of two different, it is two different personas, but it's the worker and the rapper. That's why it's called WVR, worker versus rapper. And the complete version will be called WVR, the Stoic Man. Um, so once I had that initial idea set, it's like, all right, cool. What's the story, right? So talk about me. So I just wanted to give like a day in my life and pull from real places in my life and condense it into one day. So boom, I have the narrative already. I have the idea of like what the concept is. So when I go into my writing, in a weird way, I'm like, all right, I gotta make this from beginning to end. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm done the brainstorm. I'm like, all right, cool, but these are what the tracks are gonna be about. This, that, and third. All right, cool. So when I go into the writing process, um, this is the first time I wrote the lyrics down first before I even made the beat. This is just, I always do something different when I approach going into a project, just because I'm curious. Like, all right, let me see if this could benefit or help it. Because like even um, let's say Revenge of the Nerve, for instance, right? All that I did punching in. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like I sat there and fucking like just said whatever. I was really sitting thinking like, all right, like thinking about it in my head. And then if you go back to, my first tape, Free Jewels, I was such a Jay-Z fucking, I am still a Jay-Z fucking fan. But, you know what I'm saying? I was obsessed with the idea of like, oh, doing it in one take and fucking having it committed to memory, like just writing it in my head. So those verses came from a place of like, all right, I got it all in my head. I'm gonna say it all in one take, even if it wasn't one take. That was the that was the actual fucking the intention. So this time I wrote all the lyrics down for every song first before I even made a beat, right? But I used so I was like, all right, what's my favorite songs of all time, right? Or what do I think would fit like sonically? This is a topic. Sonically, what does it sound like, right? So I was able to pull from my favorite things, and I was like, all right, cool. Well, I'm gonna use this BPM, and then whatever. So I'll use that as a way to start to write. So I could just write. I just needed I needed because like I could write without hearing the beat and then make the beat around my vocals, but I wanted to feel the same energy that I felt for the things that I pull from. So, um, boom. So I'll write to that. And it's crazy because, like, all right, so I'll say this, right? This might sound, I'm telling you right now, y'all probably will believe me, right? It sounds so far fetched. So, the first, the intro song to the album is Dogma, right? So, what's ill about Dogma is I wrote Dogma to Family Ties. You know what I'm saying? So it's hilarious to me because it doesn't sound nothing like Family Ties. There's no cadence or nothing that was like pulled, like, you know what I'm saying. Like I wrote it to Family Ties because of the BPM, and I was able to kind of like get off what I want to say. And then, fast forward, like I said, I wrote every song from track one all the way to the last track. Once I got to the production, um you know started, I'm experimenting, pulling different things. But anyways, but me writing Dogma to Family Ties is crazy because it sounds nothing like it, right? But like, especially the things that I'm influenced by, it's never from the things that influence me or what I pull from. I'm inspired by what it makes me feel mostly than exactly how it was done, or you know what I'm saying. Like I'm not, you know, there's a lot. There's an abundance of favorite rappers that I have, bro. Like yes, everyone knows my favorite rapper all time. Like if longevity wise, probably Lil Wayne, and I look at Dot as my goat. And then, but I even hate to say that because not to say that because that's how I feel. That's my truth. But I also because I can't even I don't want to discredit. There's such a vast a majority of artists that I love and I'm inspired by, from like Sean to Chance to like Joey, Vaughn, like all these guys. I could go. I don't even want to name names because I'll fucking sit here and just be talking about different people for an hour. But because I love hip hop, bro, I listen to this shit all. You know what I'm saying? This is my religion for the most part. You know what I'm saying? I've been rapping forever. At this point, I've been rapping more than I've been not rapping more than I've been existing, but half point of my life. Cause my first raps was at 16 years old. I've been saying this recently because I put it in the song, but just to give context or just actually say it. My first song I ever wrote to and recorded to was "Bad Side" by Joel Santana and Lil Wayne, bruh. That was, bruh. That was so gas, bro. Not the rap, not the rap at all. I'm saying, but that shit was cool. But I will say, what was that moment that was like, or something that really, especially at that time, right? I'm 16 years old, insecure, all type of shit, bro. Living well, you know what I'm saying? We South Point apartments in Paran, like, bro, we all we do is just go outside, play manhunt, basketball, football, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just kids. And especially at that time, bro, I had no like self. I don't say I had no self worth. I had self worth, especially because of the homies. They reinforced that, but more so, like my confidence was today. You get what I'm saying? So I remember I recorded me and my bro Carl recorded Bad Side. It's crazy. I wish I still had that version. That's like in 2006. Cause he don't even rap. He the bad in the army right now. He don't give a fuck about none of this shit. So we recorded the song, and I remember the only person that had it outside of like us was the little homie Paul. He was like younger than us because we 16, 15 years old. He probably like 12, 13. And I remember he quoted me. We was playing basketball, shooting we was shooting in the fucking court, and he's like, "Go hard like the Lakers, look down on haters." I remember that shit so cringe to even say out loud, but I remember I said that in a song, and but he repeated it, and I remember like that shit felt so good, bro. That shit felt so good just hearing someone repeat your line. And I've been craving that, bro. I don't even think I've experienced that like in real time, like now, like as a fucking adult. And I feel like I'm doing the best shit I've ever done in my. There's shit that I be, bro. And this is not to sound like cocky, nothing like that. I don't want to come off that way, but honestly, bro, like to myself and just being a billion, there's shit that I've came up with and just rapped, and I'll be like, damn, that shit came through me, like, bro, like, because I know it's not me, it's the God, and you know, you know, exerting through me. Because like, and they talk about up, down, left, right, but they don't talk about in and pause. Not like that. Well, what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying. God speaks to you, and God speaks through you. So I feel like when I create or what comes through me, because it's coming from a place of love. Like I love this shit. Like it's coming from a real place. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think I'm even as great as I can be at. You know what I mean? Like I I know for a fact I'm good. Like good is at this point is like, yeah, I know. Okay. There's moments that I've shined greatness, I think. You get what I'm saying? And it's probably, and if it's more, it'll be seen from the outside in versus me because I'm constantly trying to build and just be the better version of myself. So, um, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah, that's an interesting thing to share about the whole what's it called, my thought process. And it's weird too because like I own I guess I'm grateful for to be able to express it in this way because I can write and stuff like that too, but I also want to share, you know what I'm saying, how I think and my ideas and things of that nature. So this is interesting, bro. But yeah, yeah. Oh my bad. I didn't went left on the story. Long story short, because I was saying about the how the homie quoted me or whatever. We recorded on some bad side, whatnot. And yeah, I've been craving that like now. You get what I'm saying? But I've been doing this for such a long time, and now I have a different perspective on it. There was a. It's funny in the last interview that I did. It was Voyage magazine. They is anyways. The last interview question they asked me. The question was, how do you view success? And, you that a question like that, I feel like human beings, just regular shit, you feel like you already know. Like it's such an easy thing to answer because every day we're trying to reach some type of success. But when I had to sit and think about it, I'm like, damn, what does that look like for me? Like I know what I aspire. I know where what I want to be. I know the things like even outside of just my purpose and my goals, just as a man and as a human being, I know what I want to be able to like do for others and things of that nature. You get what I'm saying? And obviously, I can't do nothing for nobody if I can't do nothing for myself. And if anyone is listening or whatever, make sure you're doing for yourself so you can do for others. Don't put that over the other, because at least for me, I find myself in places where I like find myself people pleasing, and it's not even from a place of like, oh, I'm gonna take advantage or nah. Like that's just who naturally I am. Like I love to do for people, even if, bruh. That's why I was always broke with a girlfriend, bruh. Oh my god, I love this purse. I know I ain't got it, but I'll figure some shit out. And it's crazy because I don't even put that energy to myself. If I needed like a mic or something that I know, oh, I need this, but I won't, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, it'll come when it come. If it was for somebody else that I love, I'll figure immediately. And that's a noble quality to have, but that shit is not like that shit not it, bro. You gotta no, you gotta do for yourself first. And you know, me being over optimistic and being a positive person, you know, you probably look like, you know what I'm saying, like you I look at it anyways like it's good energy. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come to me regardless, but I don't do it for that. I feel like it's because it's the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like even with things that I study or have studied, like I'm in shit, I'm talking about that, I don't give a fuck. I'm into like comedic spirituality, right? And it's such a hard like I love like even just ancient African history in general. Because if you look at ancient African history, it's actually ancient human history. But there's a whole different conversation. Um, but when you look at even the way certain spiritual systems or how people perceived at the time, just creation and how to live in harmony with life, even people from different places, even though because of dialect called things different things, they still had like a parallel understanding, right? And to me, that's very profound. So, um, I do my best to live in my eye, right, which is within balance in the universe, for the most part. It's complete nuance because my eye is, it's a netter, but they'll or you could say a deity or people say a goddess or whatever the case may be. But then you also got to think how people perceive this at the time. I guarantee you right now, 2,000 years from now, 2,000, 3,000 years from now, there's going to be somebody arguing that Peter Parker was a real person. They're like, Peter Parker wasn't a real person, that was a superhero, that comics. Like, no, it's based on a real person. Peter Parker is a real person. He's from Queens. And Queens is a real place. So there'll be somebody arguing that. So I feel like sometimes what happens, especially with these spiritual systems, the message might get blurred because people are fixated if these things were real or not. And it's like, but did you get the message though? You know what I mean? So at least for me, spiritually, right? When I understand or when I found understanding of what like my I is, and um and understand how those living in harmony and how those principles in life affect you in different ways. It's actually a very interesting book. It's actually the world's oldest complete book. It's called The Maxims of Ptahhotep. And it's gas, right? And it's this I guess priest or whatever. I don't know. It was someone in a space of I guess religious is for lack of a better word, and I wish I could actually articulate myself better. But he was in a place of prestige in like a spiritual space, right? And he wrote a book, right, um, to his spiritual successor, and this is examples and ways on how to live in harmony with the universe around you, right? And when you look up the book, The Maxims of Ptahhotep, it's really short, right? But it's short and straight to the point, right? Now the wording, because you know it's different translations and stuff like that, but it's relatively things are necessarily the same. And it talks about just it's very interesting because it's not coming from a place of like, hey, this divine You know what I'm saying? Like it's actually like, hey, you serve a purpose in this universe and you operate a space. And the way that you think, the way that you speak, and the way and your actions are going to affect everything around you. You get what I mean? And that's to keep it as simple and as surface level as possible, because I do not have the comprehension yet to be able to articulate myself in the best way capacity about this specific subject. 'Cause I don't even want to. I don't even if I did. I don't even want to go into that. But I'm just saying this to say that I damn. What was I saying this today? See that shit just. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's funny, but yeah. So I practice that. I try to practice that on a daily, and it's difficult because when other people are not on like the same type of time, or if you've taken the time out to really like study stuff, like I love like as much as I'm not religious, I love studying religion because and especially when you have an understanding of what comes from what and where this originated from, who wrote this, who is it, why would they write it, why did they write this? Okay, this came up here. Okay, well they took this and made this. Once you start connecting the dots and stop like, okay, well this is wrong and this is wrong. No, you peep the wisdom in it. You get what I'm saying? I think it's important. I don't think any human being should box themselves in a space of thought. They should take like even if take the time to understand, because you don't have to agree, right? You know what I'm saying? Unless you're weak-minded, because everything that you see you believe in, and that actually comes from a lack of doing your own research. And it sucks too, because we in the social media age, so that hour you could have spent reading something or listening to something, you was doom scrolling on your phone, or you was just doing something unproductive. Because I think everything serves a piece. I fuck with social media, and I don't fuck with social media. But the reasons I don't fuck with social media has nothing to do with social media. It has everything to do with how I'm thinking. Because what I'm allowing myself to be exposed to, I'm choosing that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna look at fight videos all day, and I just happen to get in a fight, what am I exposing my mind to? You get what I'm saying? And the thing is, with a cell phone, we choose what we absorb all day. So we really got. I mean, this shit ain't going nowhere, and it's the most convenient thing. I'm literally using my cell phone to fucking do a live stream and talk. So it's how you utilize these things. So at least, and I'm learning to find balance, because there's times where like, especially like now that like, okay, I got the tape out, I'm dropping a single every week, a week and a half, 2 weeks or whatever. Oh shit, my dog's about to give me this verse. I'm so fucking grateful. um so Cash Advance will be out soon. I'm over here. All right, I got to do my rapper shit. Hey, Cash Advance coming out soon. um um Featuring the hum. Oh my god, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. um Damn. Oh, okay. But yeah, so um because I know I'm dropping stuff and I know I'm releasing things, I feel like I have to constantly be on social media. But what happens is once I post something, all right, cool. All right, let me scroll down. Okay, shit. Oh, this was the homie on? All right, cool. Let me repost this. Like, ooh. Then, there's some shit that I like really pop up. And I'm like, oh, shit. Now I'm in the fucking rabbit hole or something. Then I'm like, damn, 20 minutes and just passed by. I'm bullshitting. And no, I'm not doing that at work. At work, I'm locked in. That's why I love. I mean, shit. Low key, going to work is study time for me. To be honest. All right, shit. I got a 12-hour shift. All right, cool. Who dropped videos today? I bet I'm watching Fake immediately. I'm watching Wayno. Oh, Rob Martin got a video. I bet I'm gonna just go into this fucking to my algorithm. YouTube is my favorite shit. That's why most of my music's on YouTube. Um, most of my music, yeah, yeah. Cause I feel like, especially with freestyles and shit like that, I just post it on YouTube because I don't care. Like shit, get credit for it. Look, the Bad Bunny shit got like goddamn 2 point. This shit about to have 3 million views. That's cool. I'd be like, yo, Bad Bunny, bro, you shit. I made you 8 rack with, because it's $4,000 per. So someone in that facility made some money. and I got to get my rap off, and a bunch of people got to be exposed to me. So why not? That's such an even exchange. And at this point, especially all right, because I know there's um all right, in the situation I'm at right now, I gotta record myself, right? I'm in Puerto Rico, I don't know nobody over here. Um, and in the situations that I had when I was back home, um, it just wasn't like, bruh, like people don't understand. I don't know, I know. Think about it, right? Like in Miami, who's on from Miami, right? Like from outside of, like, you got like goats like Denzel Curry and shit like that. But I'm just saying outside of that, right? You know how like Atlanta got a bunch of rappers that is young, old, medium, this and that, right? If you think about Miami, I can't talk about the rest of Florida because you know what I'm saying, but just Miami in general. The price of living in Miami is so trash and it's so normal that if you don't know anything else, it's normal. Oh, I gotta pay 2,700 for this 2 bedroom. Is little as hell. I got 5 people in here, but we're gonna make this shit work. It's normal, right? So okay, and that don't count the what you gotta pay for your car, lights, internet, everyone's cell phone bill, motherfucking this that. So what ends up happening? People get caught in this loop of this is all that I know. And again, everyone's circumstances is different. I know some people got like it's funny. I got a really close friend of mine, and she's in a situation where her circumstances allowed her to, regard whatever happened, she gonna be good for the rest of her life, right? Just based on since her family made this at third. It's dope too because I got to see it in real time happen. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know rap shit, and I don't know if I'm in the town. No, I seen people. Oh, we got this contract. We finna, we gonna, and then take the opportunity they had and created real wealth for themselves, right? Um, but I bring this up to say that what happens is that's a rare thing. So if that's all that you, and I don't say that's a rare thing, but um, people around you, if that's what you've experienced and you're in a certain place, the majority is not living your experience. So what ends up happening, there could be disconnect at times. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh, you not seeing, like, yeah, it's normal to you, this and third, but your problem, and I'm saying that's specific for her, but just in, why you talking about? Nah, but, you know, it could, the money could cause a delusion. You get what I'm saying? Because even think about the crazy, all this shit that's happening right now in the fucking world, right? Everyone still like you still gotta wake up and go to work in the next morning. You still gotta do and you still have to have hope that man, this shit better not pop the fuck off, bro. You know what I'm saying? Please, God, don't let this turn to Death Stranding. I gotta be fucking delivering packages and fucking explode. Nah, bro, please. Cause you gotta make it rapping and doing this Amaury Love shit. Bro, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know what's going to post of it. But anyways, um, yeah. So I guess this is a good point to announce. Not announce, but I'm gonna do something like this, a little more organized, and uh, see if I could bring along some of the homies because I think certain conversations should be heard. Um, it's crazy too because I think about it. I'm like, oh, this is ill, but it's like everyone's doing fucking something. But I also believe that you kind of create your universe, right? And you know, your universe might, because I see it like this, bro. Like, look, it's funny because my algorithm is wild. You scroll and you're gonna see hip hop, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z, hip hop, Tupac. I ain't want to say, anyways, right? But there's people that fuck with the same shit that you fuck with, and then that's why you end up becoming fans and stuff like that. Like I love fucking rap, bro. Like I love hip hop. I love goddamn like, bruh. You have no idea. You have no idea because and it's crazy, bro. Because like there's pieces of me that I feel like you could have because and I'm grateful for my friends. One thing that keep me grounded like a motherfucker is like my day ones, right? Because they love me minus none of this shit, and they don't give a fuck about none of this shit. To be honest, like I have one of my best friends. I really think this man's the greatest rapper I've ever heard, like ever. and and obviously it's gonna come from a biased place, and it's gonna regardless. But that's like my real right now. Like ain't no way, right? And and the fact that they don't give a fuck about this shit like that allows me to kind of like okay, cool. But not that they don't support nothing like that, but I'm just saying like this is not. They're not looking at it the same way I'm looking at it, right? So doing this for such a long time and experiencing the things I've experienced, the highs and the lows, piece of me is like, damn, bro, like, man, I'm about to be 36 this year, like, shit, you got no family, you own something, but oh, you know what I'm saying? It's funny because every time I talk to someone from the past, like, oh, you still doing that little rap stuff, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But now I don't push it like that because now I got something like stand. I'm like, yeah, man, I just dropped WVR. You feel me? Like, but and it took a long time for me to even feel that way about something because like I don't say doubt. That's not the word. 'Cause I never doubted what I'm doing, right? But I, I just want to. I want to make sure that all the opportunities and moments and shit that I'm taking advantage of, I don't even say taking advantage, but I get the privilege of motherfucking, being able to experience that I did everything that I could. So the only time I even beat myself up in any capacity is if I feel like, damn, did I fuck up, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Because I ain't even tripping about my intentions, to be honest, because I genuinely feel like I just move with good intention to be a billion. I ain't trying to take advantage. I'm gonna take my fair share, not more than what I want or not less than what I deserve. I'm gonna take my fair share. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna I gotta move accordingly like that. Cause I feel like cause the moments I've had greed that had nothing to do with other people, just me. Like perfect examples like stocks and shit like that, right? If you in the market and you hitting and you let that greed take in, you gonna fuck up. And you was just up $250. You could have just stopped today, right? But you told yourself you was gonna get 200, but now you got 250. You got overly blessed, but now you got a little cocky because you like, oh shit, nah. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna sell and buy right here, and then boom, now your shit down -50, and you could have just stayed with that 250. And the reason it had nothing to do with you was looking at shit right. It's the greed because you hit where you supposed to hit. You told yourself, hey, I'm gonna go right here, and you got blessed a little more, but then you chose to little greed, and I feel like that will disturb your universe. I don't even want to. You know what I'm saying? What's for me is for me, and it can only be for me. And what has happened is happened. It couldn't happen any other way. That's word of Morpheus. I got that from the Matrix. I don't even know that's true, but it sound good and it makes sense to me. Because what's happened's already happened. The fuck. Anyways, all right, cool. I think I got a good enough little talking right now. I'm gonna do something similar to this, but a little later. Or it might be soon. I don't know. We'll see how it all lines up. But I think it's definitely gonna be interesting to like talk about and stuff. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. Cause I don't feel I want to, but I don't. You know what I mean? But um, I we'll see, bro. We'll see. Anyways, I appreciate y'all. I really do. I might jump on the game or some shit later. I don't know. I'm kind of I'm ahead on stuff right now, so I'm kind of grateful. So I might do, but that'll be a little later or whatever. I'm definitely gonna watch Yu Yu Hakusho right now. Anyways, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for tapping in. Peace.